On behalf of UND Athletics and the University of North Dakota, we welcome you to the home of University of North Dakota Fighting Hawks men's and women's basketball, the Betty Engelstad Sioux Center, for Media Day 2016. For those in the media, we thank you for taking care of all your interviews with the women's program here prior to this portion of the event. The men's program will be available following the lunch and our speakers. At this time, I'd like to welcome to the podium our Director of Athletics, Brian Faison.
Thanks, Paul. I'm going to extend welcome to you as well. Actually, Paul, you just gave whatever little I was going to say, so ditto. But we're excited to get the seasons underway. We know we're going to have two outstanding teams competing for Big Sky Championships this year, and building off that fan support last year. Fantastic, and we had the highest retention rates of our ticket holders, redemption rates, excuse me, last year, and that was exciting to see as went down the stretch drive. So we know we're going to build on that. But again, welcome to the media. We look forward to working with you, and to the team members. Excited to see what you got, man. Get it started quick. Thanks.
Just in case you're wondering, most of you are aware that the Sports Information Director is always there available to help you. Mitch Wigness is our Director for the Women's Basketball Program, and Ryan Powell is our Sports Information Director for Men's Basketball. So when you need those contacts throughout the week, please utilize those guys as your contact people to set up further interviews as we get into the season. One quick note. Today is the first time since I've been doing this that my good friend, colleague, mentor, Scott Swigman, passed away here just a few weeks ago. And I just want to leave a spot open for him next to Wayne Nelson. He'd often sit next to Wayne at these events. So I'd leave a cookie or something on his spot next to Wayne here today. So we've lost a tremendous part of UND basketball and a tremendous person who really was a proponent of UND basketball, both the men's and women's programs, and not only with Scott Swigman, but also with Jim Bowman here. It's been a tough year and a half for UND broadcasting and the heritage and the tradition and the foundation, so we'll leave some spots open and keep them in our hearts here today. Right now, we hope that you're hungry, so I think it's time that we eat, and since the coaches will be visiting with us here, we'll start with the tables up front. We'll shuffle them through to get their food, and then at that time we'll kind of wind our way through the rest of the party here. So please enjoy. One reminder, if you're looking for additional footage, tomorrow UND is holding its third annual UND Basketball Fan Fest here at the Betty. It's a great opportunity for fans to have some interaction with the student athletes, and I'd like to thank those from Midco SN here today. That's our event sponsor tomorrow night, and they've been just a great partner at so many of these functions, so thank you, Midco SN. Thanks, guys. Also a reminder to the media, you'll have that opportunity in a moment here to get our head basketball coach on the men's side and our student athletes following this part of the program. They'll be made available to you at that time. Let's begin today's brief program. And first hear about the UND Fighting Hawks women's basketball program. Last season, North Dakota finished 13-5 in Big Sky play, which slotted them second, and 19-14 overall, and reached the Big Sky tournament semifinals in Reno. Entering the 2016-17 season, the Fighting Hawks women's basketball program were picked second in the Big Sky preseason coaches poll, and they received 4 first-place votes. They were also picked to finish 5th by the media. Come on, media. While losing 4 players, UND returns 9, including starters Michaela Dyer, Leah Zabla, Samantha Roscoe, all seniors. Now to tell you a little bit more about this year's team, here's head coach, now in his 5th year at the helm of UND's women's basketball program, Travis Brewster.
The J stands for James, just so you guys know if you're wondering, right? That's what it stands for. So, first of all, thank you very much. Happy to be here again. Excited for the season. You know, one of the things about it is it comes and it goes, but each time it's always a little bit more exciting because you don't know what holds for you in the future. So it's your path to take, and so we're excited about it. I want to introduce my staff that's here today. You know, they're great people. We got Jessica Kaplinski, Coach Adam Jacobson. New to our staff is Caitlin Oney. Then we have a returner, obviously, in Mallory Youngblood Bernhard. And then we have our strength coach, Nate Bach, who does a tremendous job with our players. And then I want to talk a little bit about Steph Nunez, our trainer here. This year, she's been hit with a flurry of things, just trying to keep everybody going a little bit. Nothing serious, but just knick-knack type of things. And she's done a tremendous job. So, I'm pretty thankful to have all of them around and what they do. They keep us pretty organized. And then, obviously, Mitch Wigness, our sports information director, he just does a lot for us, so we're excited about him. I'd like to thank our administration for taking care of us. Obviously, we're excited to be here in the Betty this season. Being picked second in one poll and fifth in another, it's one of those things. Coaches versus media, it'd be a heck of a game, I think, out there. But for our players, it comes down to what we're going to do at the end. It's like a sprint, a 400-yard meter sprint. You got to come out the gates ready to go, and it's going to come down to who's got the guts at the end. That's what it's going to come down to. And for us, this is the third year we've been in this situation. It's going to be interesting for us because I think now that we have some seniors that have been through it a few times, it's going to be fun. The other part about it is that, you got 0 players on the preseason poll and things like that, and I've heard some of the players talk about and mention it. You got to go out and prove it. That's just the way it goes. It comes down to how you're going to take care of business day in and day out, night in and night out. It's a great accolade to have. Congratulations to Q and the rest of the fellows that are on that. But you got to prove it. And that's what we talk about in our practices daily. You got to prove it. We lost some key things last year. Some rebounding is going to be a question mark for us. We've always had players that really went after it. It's going to be a group effort this year to take care of that. I really look for somebody like Aaliyah Zabla to kind of step up her role in that aspect. There's not a lot of guards that have her stature in our conference. You look at Mikayla, who's very consistent in that aspect, and Samantha Roscoe came on for us too. So I look for those 3 to kind of lead the way in that part of it and see if some of our sophomores can step up and take care of business there. With our newcomers coming in, it's kind of neat to have a couple transfers come back to us here. Obviously, Chastity Franklin comes to us from a junior college where Kelsey Knox is from, down in Johnson County, a very quick guard that does some nice things. It's learning very well and it's got a competitive nature. Then we have a true freshman in Allie Gores that's just coming along. It's going to take some time, but that's the way it goes. And then we have another transfer that figured out to leave the dark side and come to the Jedi Knight side in Holly Johnson. So we're excited about that. But if you look at our roster, we've had 6 kids that are on the team right now that didn't play last year, whether it was due to injury or transfer in. Another one would be Kayla Burrows, transferred in from Denver. So there's some learning and teaching that's going on with that group. Then you have Bailey Strand and Grace Swatsky, who are coming off of injuries, who are just coming in daily and just grinding it out. It's tough to come off an injury, but they're battling. And I look for our seniors to be aces. You gotta be accountable for your actions. You gotta be coachable, and you gotta have that effort daily. And I look for them to lead the way for our players in that aspect, and they try to live up to that. I set a high standard for them, and I admit that wholeheartedly. But I'm telling you that there's going to be some special things that happen down the road with their seniors because they play with honor. They got a depth of commitment to themselves. There's a quality of service about them. There's a devotion. There's just a true devotion to their excellence, and that's what honor's built on. And I look for each of those seniors to carry part of that somehow, shape, or form. And you look at our returners, and they look up to our seniors, but at the same time, our returners got to push our seniors, keep them on their toes, keep them active. And that schedule that I put together, I promise you, when I put it together, I got it approved through all the people. I don't know why they let it go through. But it's a challenging schedule. It is. We're playing Drake, who's rated #1 in their conference. Texas Tech, a Big 12 team, picked 7th. We go to Kansas because I just want to know what the birthplace of basketball is like. I heard about the experience the men had there. I thought it'd be great for our young people. We play the University of Iowa. They're coming in to play us here on our floor. And then we got San Francisco. And all these teams I'm talking about, they played postseason. And it's kind of unique in that aspect to have that type of schedule. And we're going to renew a rivalry again with South Dakota State, see what we can do. Obviously, they've been rolling down there very well. And then we're going to go out and play University of San Diego. That's going to be kind of a cool trip for our team to go out there and get some sunshine right at Christmas time. And then we got Northern Iowa again, somebody we've been playing quite a bit. That's Coach Warren's done a tremendous job there with that program. The big thing for us, though, is to push our program in the right direction. That's going to take a lot of work, a lot of commitment, a lot of time. There's going to be bumps along the way. The big thing about it is you have to have that perseverance to get through. And, you know, one of the things I've challenged this team to do is just get better daily. One way or another, can they get better? It doesn't have to be a huge stride, just a little bit of a stride, some shape or form. And I can honestly say, and there's 1% of me that sometimes I question it just a little bit, but, you know, 99% of the time they do it. They really do. And that's their intention, and I'm excited about that. Probably the big thing for me, though, is that I got a group of seniors right now that I'm excited about just to see how they do, because I don't want to see them go. But at the same time, it's time for them to go, but they got to get through this season and achieve the dreams and goals that they want. Thank you.
I want to echo Coach's sentiments there, welcoming the new faces to his staff. Caitlin, welcome to the UND family, and Brad, welcome to our family here at UND. We're glad to have you. Good day. Right? Can you hook me up with some Tim Tams, please? Because I've been asking Roscoe for years for some Tim Tams, or maybe some Vegemite. I'll take Tim Tams first, though. All right. On the men's side of the ledger, the Fighting Hawks played some impressively strong basketball once they got into Big Sky play a season ago, and the 2015-16 season saw the UND men finish 17-16 overall, 10-8 in Big Sky regular season play. The Fighting Hawks won 2 games at the Big Sky Conference Tournament before being eliminated by the tournament's eventual champion in overtime in the tournament's semifinals. North Dakota was picked third in the Big Sky coaches' preseason poll for this season. They received 3 first-place votes. They were selected 4th in the media poll, and senior Quentin Hooker was named the Big Sky preseason player of the year. The team returns 5 starters from last season that combined for 145 out of 165 starts last season. So to tell us more, here's the head coach of UND men's basketball, now in his 11th season, Brian Jones.
I always wonder after eating if there's anything in my teeth, so sorry if I picking at my teeth there. Did you get those stats from Powell? Yeah. So he did his job today. I do have to argue your comment. Did you make it earlier about they're always there ready for you? I don't know. It's fantasy football and whatever else Powell's got going on, City League. He's not always available. He's not. He's got more important things. Best of luck, ladies. I know it seems like Leah and Sam seem like you guys have been here forever. It's kind of like Q and Tommy. Excited, and Holly, welcome. Did you like that volleyball score last night? Hopefully, yes. All right. Excited for you. I know it's been nice to see you ladies grow, and obviously when you were freshmen, you got to experience something that we're trying to get to. But hopefully you guys can, what I've seen so far from afar, I love your work ethic and just continue to serve one another, and the good things will happen for you. Introduce my staff. Returning, the vet of the crew is Steve Grabowski, been here all of 4 years. Jeff Horner's 3, Craig Heatherly's 2, and then Brad Davidson is new. He's from Australia. We hired him because we got a kid from England, even though they're not the same. But he's his translator. He seems to say things with an F, a froat and a free. So we're like, what did he say? I got hit in my throat. And I'm like, what's a throat? Throat. All right, we got that one. So Brad's our translator for the real language, I guess. Looking forward to the year. We got a great bunch of guys. I wish, as coaches, you always get excited when you love going to work every day and being around the young people you get to be around. And this group is no exception to that because of just who they are every day. They come to work. They have just a great passion for the game, a great selflessness for one another, and I think that's what's important. And obviously it starts with our seniors and Tom, and Corey, and Q, and obviously Drake. He's a captain of ours as well. But I think it's just by committee. This group as a whole just truly does a great job of really respecting the game, respecting one another, respecting the process. and it's made practice a lot of fun just because they're so competitive, they're so resilient, and I think they're really enjoying the process, because sometimes you get wrapped up the process. They always want the end result, and I think what I've seen so far, and honestly, it started last year with our trip overseas, the process then. We had results last year, but I think where you're going to see the results even from that European trip is even this season, because of the foundation that was laid then for such a young team. As we look forward with our squad, obviously, as Paul said, we got 5 returners returning. 5 starters returning, but the majority of our team. We had one young man not return who was in that top rotation, but we feel, people always ask, what's your newcomers going to bring? What are they going to bring? What I look at is how about our returners? How much better have they gotten? And I can really say that everybody who's returned has really developed their game in the offseason, and our newcomers are kind of still feeling their way through. So we expect them to add something, but honestly, these returners have played at such a high level, and that's where you want to be as a program. Sometimes you're able to allow those new ones to just take their time and adjust to the college life in itself. So there's not that pressure on them to perform so early in their career. So that's where we're excited. Our vets have really done a nice job of wanting to improve. And the big area where we need to improve, so we were 17 wins last year, and if we had, I think the difference between 17 and 24, 25 wins was a total of 19 or 18 points. So that's finishing, that's making a foul shot, that's getting a defensive rebound or a big possession offensively down the stretch. And no different in the Big Sky tournament, leading Weber up 3, they make a big shot, we go into overtime and we get beat. We had a handful of those games, and that's the difference between a good season and a great season. So that's what's going to be our expectations from this group and what we've talked about. You have to finish, and that's every day. That's in the weight room. Obviously, it's just taking care of business, whether it's academically or even in the training room, getting your body right to where you can perform. So our message to you guys, we got to finish. 17 compared to 24 is a good year to a great year, and I think this team is capable of great things. But our league is going to be the toughest we've ever seen since we've been in the league, just because of we were finished in the top 5. All top 5 programs returned 95% of their team. And then the next, Eastern Washington graduated quite a bit, but the next 2 return everybody. So our league will be as deep and as talented as it's been since we've joined. So that's what's going to be exciting on our side. Just a lot of quality basketball, not a night off, which there never is in good leagues. And I think that's where our guys, these younger guys, have learned what it's like to turn around on this Friday afternoon with an hour preparation for a Saturday afternoon game. So that's where I think just going through it, they'll benefit in a great deal. So excited. Best of luck, ladies and Brew. Ladies and the staff over here. Crazy hard schedule. I don't think as coaches sometimes I don't know what we are thinking, but it's great for you guys, for the players. Not always so much for us. But we do have a quality schedule as well. We have Iowa and Northern Iowa. We got a common theme with the women. North Florida, who was in the tournament 2 years ago, NIT last year. Bakersfield, who was in the tournament last year. Wright State, where Scott Nagy is now, who was at South Dakota State. Obviously the Bison twice. And then the Big Sky play. So we'll definitely be battle tested even before league starts. So that's what we're excited about. And that's where we should be, honestly, with this team. Should be one of our better teams, if not our best team that we've had in my tenure here. And I think that's just because of their unselfishness, their IQ for the game, and their passion for the process. So excited for it. It's hard to believe it's already here, and we get started in a couple weeks, which I think as a coach, I'd like a couple more weeks of just getting ready. So with that, enjoy your day. Again, appreciate it. Obviously, we'll answer questions later. Right, Matt? All right, thank you.
All right, thank you for joining us here today. The season officially opens with the Fighting Hawk women in action November 6th with an exhibition game against the University of Minnesota Crookston here at the Betty. Now, both teams will officially take the floor on Friday, November 11th, in an old-fashioned doubleheader. We're excited about that. And again, thanks again to all those here helping out today with from REA Catering and to the entire staff that includes Ryan Powell and Mitch Wigness. Thank you all. Thanks for coming. And again, the men's staff and the players will be on hand here to answer any questions individually that you may have. Thanks. Have a great day.